Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my channel, Do Ministry Gaming, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can craft your very own League Start +3 gems Toxic Rain bow. Now this is a follow-up to a League Start Toxic Rain Pathfinder build guide that I put together recently and put on my channel a couple days ago, and is one that I would highly recommend if you haven't tried it before as a League starter, especially with 3.14 right around the corner. Toxic Rain Pathfinder is one of the smoothest, best playing league starts that I've ever experienced. And so if you haven't done that before, I would recommend it. And you can find the link to that guide in the description below. All right, on to the bow. What I'll be showing you how to craft today will be something similar to what I have in my stash right now, which is the Horror Barrage Thicket Bow. It is a +1 socketed gems, +2 bow gems with a little bit of attack speed and damage over time Thicket Bow. Now, I want to stress very much that this is not an end game bow. This is very much a League Start bow, something that you are probably going to be looking to craft in the first, maybe the second week of the league, depending on how much you play. And like I've shown here, it'll probably even be a 5-link, depending on where you're at in that first couple of weeks. All right, so this crafting strategy is a fossil crafting strategy. And before I show you in game just how easy it is to roll one of these bows, I'm going to show you on paper how it's done. So right here on the screen right now is poedb. If you're not familiar with the website, it is a site that shows you all the affixes that can roll on all the different types of base items, among other things, but primarily that's what I use it for. And I'll have a link to this in the description below. But what you see on the screen here is for bows, all of the affixes that can roll on bows. And so the two that we are chasing here for this craft is the +1 socketed gems, which is an eye level 50 roll. And the line right underneath it, which is plus level of socketed bow gems, which has 2 tiers. And the tier we're looking for is +2, which is only an eye level 64 bow, which means you only need an eye level 64 bow to actually roll +1 gems, +2 bow gems on the same bow. And that is absolutely easy to attain early in the league. You can get that even yourself, and then you just need to roll the bow in order to get these rolls. Now, the goal with the fossil crafting, of course, will be to reduce as many of these affixes that you can roll on the bow when you roll it as much as possible. And so what I'll be showing you today is a 3 fossil craft and a 2 fossil craft, which is basically the same thing. And I would personally recommend the 3 fossil craft early in the league because I'll show you the price of what these items or what these fossils cost early in the league as well. And the difference between the two is essentially 1C, at least in 3.13. But you know, you'll have to make your own judgment call on whatever league that you're playing. But either roll is going to give you a very high chance to roll these 2 mods, as I'll show you in a sec here. But for as of 3.13 anyway, I would recommend the 3 fossil roll. Now, the 3 fossils that we're going to be going with first and foremost will be the corroded fossil. And as you can see here, corroded fossil gives you no elemental modifiers, which means all of these attack modifiers on the prefix, like fire, cold, lightning damage, will be eliminated. So I'm going to tick that on, and so you can see those are gone now. The next, we are going to eliminate all these other physical rolls, and so that is with the metallic fossil over here. As you can see, no physical modifiers. So when I tick that on, you can see pretty much all the prefixes have now disappeared, even with the exception of chaos damage. And this is the 2 fossil craft that you can use. Like I say, even with this, you're going to have a very high chance to hit the +1, +2 gems. But to take it a next step further is to add a jagged fossil to it, which gives you no chaos modifiers. And as you can see with the 3 fossil craft, you literally cannot roll any other prefix other than +socketed gems or +socketed bow gems. What this means is every time you hit it with this fossil craft, if you get a prefix, it will be one of these 2. And ultimately, you are, of course, chasing the +1, +2. And just from my experience, I haven't calculated the weighting or anything like that, but just from my own experience here, it does feel about 1 in 5 rolls. So now I'm going to show you exactly what it's going to cost for each one of these rolls. I've already summarized all the data from PoE Ninja for each of these components into a nice little table here. As you can see, for the 3 fossil roll in the first week of the league, at least in 3.13, which is what I'm basing this data off of. You can see the corroded fossil was costing about 8 to 10 chaos, the jagged fossil is 1 chaos, metallic fossil is 1 chaos, and the powerful chaotic resonator, which is the 3-socket resonator that you're going to need, is about 3 chaos. All of this is week 1 prices for a total of about 13 to 15 chaos per roll. Now, for the 2 fossil roll, surprisingly, the cost isn't that different because you're still going to need the corroded fossil, which is 8 to 10. You're still going to need the metallic fossil, which is 1. And the surprising part is that the potent chaotic resonator, which is the 2-socket resonator, is actually going for the same price as the 3-socket resonator in the first week of the league, at least in 3.13. Which means the cost difference between these 2 rolls is only the jagged fossil, which is a 1 chaos difference. And so I think personally, very much worth it for the 1 extra chaos to roll that in there as well. Now, all this, of course, is dependent on the actual prices of whatever league you're playing. So make that judgment call yourself and sum up the cost yourself and make that call yourself. And then afterwards, you can easily hit it up with a Jeweler's Touch for the 5 link for 5 chaos. All right, so that's enough theory crafting. Let's hop into the game and show you a demo of exactly how easy it is to craft. So I have prepared a stash tab here. I've got 10 3 fossil rolls and 10 2 fossil rolls that we are going to roll on this eye level 64 thicket bow. Now, a couple things here. For the toxic rain, you do want to run a thicket bow or a short bow, which are the fastest bows that are out there, which is all you care about on the bow. And like I say, you only need eye level 64, so should be easily available to you as you progress in the early stages of the Atlas. Now, the one I'm showing here does have an enchant on it. Okay, it doesn't need to. I just happen to have this bow. It has an enchant on it. This enchant doesn't even do anything for toxic rain, so pay no mind to the enchant. Basically, what we're looking for on this eye level 64 bow is the +1 and +2 gem rolls. All right, so we are going to start with the 3 fossil rolls. We'll do 10 of these and see what we get along the way. I actually need to make this a rare first, so let's go ahead and do that with an alchemy orb before I can roll the fossils. So from here, again, we're looking for +1 gems, +2 bow gems. So let's get started. The first one, we've rolled +2 socketed bow gems. That's not what we're looking for. So we're going to go again. +1 socketed bow gems, not what we're looking for. We'll go again here. +1 socketed gems, no. +1 socketed gems, no. +1 bow gems, no. +1 gems, +1 bow gems. So, depending on how many rolls you've already done, if this was a league start situation, is this good enough for you or not? That's up for you to decide. But then we're actually going to keep going here and just to see. +1 socketed gems. +1, +1. +2 bow gems. +1, +2. Okay, here we go. We've got it. That was 10 rolls, and I'll tell you, I've done this enough times to know that was unlucky. Okay, typically it is around 1 in 5 or 6. Now that's just from personal experience, so don't quote me necessarily on those numbers, but I would say that was unlucky for the 3 fossil roll. But basically, you've got your +1, +2 gems here. From here, though, even if you didn't want to, a nice prefix that you can craft on this bow would be damage over time. Very easy to chaos craft, and all of a sudden, you have yourself this +1, +2 gems, damage over time, 5 link bow if you did a Jeweler's Touch. Now we are going to do the rest of this test. The rest I've got here, the 2 socket fossil crafts. So we're going to see if we hit 1 or 2 of these crafts with those as well. So we're going to go ahead and start to do that. So we're going to use the first one here if my mouse stops bugging out. Use the first one, +2 bow gems, +1 socketed gems, +1, +2. Okay, so in 3 rolls, on the 2 fossil, I've rolled another +1, +2. And this one's even better. It's got 11% attack speed on it, which is the tier 3, and it's got an open prefix. So again, if I came over to the crafting bench and I crafted damage over time onto it, all of a sudden, you've got a pretty nice intro league start week 1 toxic rainbow, +3 gems, 11% attack speed, 23% damage over time, 5 link bow which this bow will comfortably take you into red maps, okay? But we are going to finish the experiment here. That was only 2 rolls. We've got another, or 3 rolls, I guess. We've got another 7. So we're going to go ahead and see how many more we get. There we go. The next one, another +1, +2. Now we're starting to roll here. And just to keep going here, I mean, I'll just do the rest just to show you. Another +1, +2. So this is the third +1, +2 we've rolled in 6 2 fossil resonators, which is why I said those 3 socket ones were actually pretty unlucky. But again, look at this. 18%. This is a T1 attack speed, 1.77 attack speed, +1, +2 gems with damage over time craftable onto it. I would be very happy as a Toxic Rain Pathfinder week 1 if I had this bow. And so we're just going to keep going. Another +1, +2 here. This is really closer to what it should feel like. +1 here. And then we're going to do one here, +1 bow gems and +1 socket gems. All right. So we rolled it 5 times in 20 rolls, essentially. So 1 in 4. It really rounded out to sort of that 1 in 5 that I was saying. And that's really it. That is how easy it is to craft your own +3 gems Toxic Rain League Start bow for the first week or 2 of the league. And with a +3 gems thicket bow like any of the ones I rolled in this video, at 5 link, it should comfortably get you through most of the Atlas, well into the red maps as well, especially if you end up getting to a 6th link near the end of that journey. You should be able to take on that content no problem. All right, so I'll wrap up the video now. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you found the video helpful, and if you did, as usual, please like and subscribe. The Toxic Rain League Start is absolutely a very smooth sailing League Start, so again, would recommend if you haven't done it before. I do have a link in the description below for that. I also stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Times are in the description below. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.